And it's almost a necessary skill because that is the new workforce. Like if you resist it, it's like resisting AI or the internet. It's
right.
here,
They're
it's coming.
Yeah. They're absolutely going to, they're actually going to move on. I was reading another thing about this, and that, I think, when you're interviewing now, I think, perhaps in the past, I'll put myself in those shoes. I was the one kind of in the hot seat being interviewed, and whether an employer wants to hire me. I think it's actually more of a two-way street now. It's whether the person, the candidate, actually wants to work for you. So you're being interviewed as well as a prospective organization that could be hiring. So I think that is a difference as well. I remember one of the things that I did in kind of a past role was I actually suggested to my team is write your resumes. And then your resume is actually going to give you an idea of where you may have gaps. So we're doing career development and career progression. And I was trying to find a unique way or different way of how do I, I don't know all their backgrounds, and I don't know everything that they want to aspire to or where they feel they have gaps. So I said, all of you, I want you to just write your resume. Then I want you to take a look at your resume. And then I think it'll be more evident based on that, where you have gaps, what kind of work experience you want to get, what roles might be of interest to you, because you want to make your resume, let's face it, everyone wants to make their resume look as good as possible, right? Interest, experience, things that they've accomplished. So I kind of use that as a tool. Someone told me that, it's the fastest way to have my, folks leave my organization. Nobody left. Right. Everybody just actually really valued kind of a new way of thinking about how they do career progression. I'm just using that as an example that we need to think a little bit differently, right? About how do we, how do we retain, how do we grow individuals who, and it's not a question of not being loyal or committed. They're just looking for a different kind of an environment. And it has to, I think, I would anchor it probably primarily on flexibility, but also meaningful work. Like the work that I do really matters at a broader scale. That's why purpose, like clarity on purpose in an organization is really important.